you smell what the Rock is cooking? The Rock says, the Rock says, the Rock says, the Rock says.
Hello and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. It's time for a live stream. And today we're doing things a little bit differently, okay? And the reason being is, first of all, okay, this is going to be a little unprofessional today, but you'll get used to it, maybe, and enjoy it. I want to form a more personal bond with my audience, with you all people, right? We finally reached 10,000 subscribers. Okay, it's great. How will we get to 100 subscribers? One of the ways I feel that we can do this is if I can build a more personal relationship with my fans, right? Sometimes YouTube can get a little impersonal, and I can very easily forget that I am actually talking to thousands of people. I know it doesn't seem that easy to forget, but when you're like me, you've made hundreds of videos in your life, even over 1,000 at this point, you kind of forget that. The other day at the gym, this guy came up to me, all right? We walked past me, he's like, hey, you're the guy from YouTube, right? I enjoy your videos. I'm walking to class. This guy's like, hey, you're the guy from YouTube, another guy. You're the guy that makes YouTube videos. And I'm always forgetting, wait a minute, you people are real. There are real people out there. And y'all don't know much about me. I feel like if y'all can get a little more of my personality, right, we can build a better bond and then we can grow together. So that's one of the things that I want to do on this channel. But with that said, we're going to talk Tennessee Titans tonight for the most part. We will talk about the other stuff that we want to talk about. Like at the end of the video, I will open it up to questions. Okay, and if you're a Texans fan and you want to know something about the Texans, I will answer that. But first, we're going to talk Tennessee Titans for the majority of this program. Okay, thank you for joining me tonight on this night. I should probably start doing these live streams, scheduling these live streams like ahead of time instead of just the night of, or I'm just like, okay, I have time, now I should do it. But the way my schedule is, man, I don't know when I'm going to be free. I don't know. And if you're looking at me and you're wondering, why is he looking here, there, everywhere? I'm trying to set up the chat. I don't know why the chat is not up on my screen. So give me a moment to pull this up. That way I know what the hell people are saying. They're probably confused because I started that video a little odder, or a little more odd, I should say, than people were expecting. Yes, good. Now I am ready to go. What were people saying? Intro music. What the hell? You look older. Did everybody look older? What the hell, MJ? Look who it is. Good. Okay, good. So, let's start. Okay, let's talk Tennessee Titans now. And a couple things before we talk Tennessee Titans draft that I want to discuss. Let's start with the Derrick Henry situation. So for those of you that do not know, Derrick Henry missed the voluntary workouts this week, right? I think it was Monday or something like that. Voluntary OTA workouts, whatever they want to call them, right? It's voluntary. You don't have to show up. How do I feel about this? Okay. First of all, I don't care how you slice it and how you dice it. He should have notified Mike Mularkey or John Robinson or both. Okay, he should have notified somebody. And let me just tell you something that I see as an overall problem with this Tennessee Titans fan base, and something that I've really gotten sick of, but now I'm not going to embrace on Twitter anymore like I used to. Kool-Aid that is floating around, and it's called the John Robinson Tennessee Titans Kool-Aid. Okay, and it tastes great, right? If you're a John Robinson fan, and I am, it tastes great, and anything, okay, and I mean anything that this franchise does, anything that any player does, or anything stained from criticism. I mean, you cannot criticize the Tennessee Titans at all lately. Every single time I say anything critical of this franchise, you will be shocked at the number of people that come at me on Twitter. And I used to embrace these people, but no longer, because they're drinking the Kool-Aid. And I understand it, right? We went from 3-13 to 9-7. As far as we know, John Robinson can do no wrong. But because or at least this is what I like to believe, because I pay attention to every team in the NFL, and I watched the progression of the Cincinnati Bengals, for example, and I watched them go from a bad team to a good team to a playoff team and nothing more, because I watched the Indianapolis Colts get a great quarterback in Andrew Luck, go to the AFC Championship game, where I first go to the wild card round, then go to divisional, then go to AFC. Okay, watching that progression, then they've gone nowhere. People need to understand this, dog. This team, building a Super Bowl team ain't easy, dog. It ain't easy. They got to do everything right to me, okay? And if they're not doing stuff right to me, you're damn right I'm going to criticize it, because there's so much that can go wrong here. Y'all know how many people were saying, well, the Colts are going to win the Super Bowl soon. They can't go better than 8-8 the past 2 seasons. The Bengals can't make it out of the first round. Now they can't get in the first round. This progression of this team is not always going to be linear. People always think linear progression. 7-9 to 9-7 to 11-5 to 13-3 Super Bowl, that's it. It doesn't work like that. There are 31 other teams that have tried to do that and have failed. A lot of them, okay? What you have to access is the Patriots version, or, I mean, that's the most ideal. But then you have the people, or you have the teams like the Steelers, who they can win, right? They've won twice over the past, 11 years, but that's it. I mean, the Packers, who won once with Aaron Rodgers. Building a Super Bowl team is hard. And if that's what I want my team to do, you're damn right I'm going to criticize it, because I know how good they have to be in order to do it. Let me go ahead and remove these headphones, because I don't actually need them today. So that's my premise, okay? I need to see perfection. It needs to be that. Because if it's not, you're going to be the Indianapolis Colts. You're going to be the Cincinnati Bengals. You're going to be a team that now, okay, you are no longer in the doldrums of the NFL franchises. You're no longer one of the worst, but you're not one of the best. And even if you win, let's say the division this year, how will you progress? Can you maximize your potential to do well? So I've gone on my tangent, right? I cannot believe the Titans fans here. And yes, because John Robinson did so well his first year, we can say, or you can assume that, or look, you can say that we shouldn't be critical of him. Let's see what he can do. But to me, you got to be critical. I think it's always wise to be critical. I think it's always wise to use your mind, critically think, logically reason. I think it's always up to you as a human being to do that. And that's one of the things that I believe. I love my damn mama. Man, I love my mama. There are things my mom says that I disagree with all the time, and I'll tell her, why'd you do this? What was your reasoning here? Let me hear it. And I love my damn mama, and I love the damn Titans. I want to hear it. Sure that this team has the best chance to win. And that's why, man, one day, man, golly, if I can ever, I swear, if I could ever build a software empire, okay? Let's say I'm able to perfect, transportation of hyperpods or some BS like that, or I'm able to do this or that or anything, which is possible. Okay, it's not likely, but it's possible. And I make billions or just 8 billion or whatever. I'm buying this damn team, okay? And I will do what's necessary to put this team in the best place necessary to win all the time. So with that said, what a tangent. I'm hot today. Derrick Henry, he should have notified Mike Mularkey or John Robinson. With that said, I ain't hating on him too much, because to me, he's actually still kind of a rookie. And in fact, to think about it, this is the first voluntary workout of which he could have attended, okay? Because he hasn't gone through this process of being a veteran entering a off-season period. Okay, so I think to him, he did not realize, and this is really presumptuous of me, but I'm going to go ahead and presume that he did not realize the impact and the gravitas of missing a voluntary workout and the impact it would have. He probably didn't think it was a big deal. Right now, he knows the big deal. I guarantee you for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, he's going to cut. Okay. He should have notified somebody. He did. You have to. Okay. I know it's voluntary and you don't have to go look. College classes are voluntary. You don't have to go. No one's forcing you to go. You better go. Okay. I mean, at least the first day. I mean, honestly. So that's the issue. I mean, you got to show up, especially to work. This is not even college. This is work. If you have a first day of work, let's say for some reason, let's say this perfect example, not perfect, but pretty close. You're a teacher, high school teacher, middle school teacher, doesn't matter. First day of school, you don't show up. Hello, it's implied that you show up. You can call your substitute teacher or whatever. This is the first day and you ain't showing up the first day, you got to do it. All right, again, I don't blame him. I don't hate him. I think he just didn't understand the impact. And I guarantee you from now on, he will understand it. He will show up and it'll be fine. But it's an issue, right? I'm seeing some people say it's not an issue, but it's understand he should have notified, period. I understand he's taking a class currently in college. Call and say, I'm taking a class currently in college. Boom. Got to do it. Got to do it, period, point blank. Derrick Henry. So we move on from Derrick Henry to Jason McCourty, and then we will talk about the draft. So Jason McCourty, the release of Jason McCourty went down last Thursday, and I did not like it. I don't hate it. It's not really going to matter. Let me be clear. There are so many things that we like to debate that are honestly inconsequential. Like Jason McCourty, signing him, keeping him, releasing him, it probably won't even matter one game's worth. But probably, as I said, it could. And to me, it would have been better for this football team to keep Jason McCourty than to cut Jason McCourty. There is no way you can argue to me that by cutting Jason McCourty, they upgraded this roster. And yet, this is the argument some people were trying to make to me last Thursday, that somehow releasing this man helped the football team. You can say it helped the potential of the football team. Okay, you can say that because they cut him, now they will be more likely to draft a cornerback in the first round or in the third round. And if they would have kept Jason McCourty, perhaps they would not have been as likely. Okay, fine. Then still, if you keep Jason McCourty, be as likely as a general manager saying, hey, yes, we have Jason McCourty, but I can still draft a corner in round 1. Psychologically, be as likely. I mean, no one is saying, okay, now that you have Jason McCourty, you now have to be more reluctant to take a corner. Be as reluctant as you would be, without him. Import the same strategy. No one's telling you have to do this or that. Why not keep Jason McCourty? Draft Marshawn Lattimore. Congratulations. He's now your number 3 corner. And this is the argument people try to make as well. He's worth $7 million. That's too much money. And this brings me back to my owner proposition. The only thing that $7 million contract affects is Amy Adams-Strunk's wallet. It does affect the salary cap, but because this team is yet again so far under the salary cap, has so much cap space available, it doesn't make an impact. It's almost negligible to the cap space. This team still has, over $42 million in cap space. Now with Jason McCourty gone, it's probably up close to $50 million again. For 1 year, you can fit Jason McCourty. And I know he's hella expensive for a number 3 or number 4 cornerback in theory. Okay, and this is in theory, because if you take Marshawn Lattimore, Who knows if he's already better than Jason McCourty? I don't know that. Okay, so maybe day one, Jason McCourty is still starting outside. And if John Robinson does not take a corner with that first pick, maybe we're taking Chidobe Awuzie at number 18, or in the third round, we're taking, whoever. Who is to say that those cornerbacks will beat out Jason McCourty on the depth chart for week one? So to me, I want to keep that $7 million, even if he's the third or fourth cornerback, though. And all it does is, and this is my term when it comes to building an NFL team and maximizing your potential. That's my main point. Let's maximize our potential. Maximize your potential. Having Jason McCourty as your number 3 or number 4 cornerback, yeah, he's hella expensive. But if Marshawn Lattimore goes down, if Logan Ryan goes down in the AFC Championship game, guess what? I'm happy because Jason McCourty is my number 3 or number 4 freaking corner. He was expensive, but now he showed up. And as an NFL owner, I believe that I should already, be in line and ready to go to pay whatever is necessary to maximize my team's potential year to freaking year. You want me to write a $7 million check for a number 3 corner if it's necessary, if it doesn't hinder this team's short or long-term potential, if it maximizes this team's short or long-term potential? You're damn right I'll write Jason McCourty a $7 million check. You're damn right I'm writing that check. I'm writing it today. I'm writing it tomorrow. Why? Because I got hundreds of millions in the damn bank account. You're telling me I can sign $7 million to Jason McCourty? Here you freaking go, J-Mac. Be our number 4 corner. Be a hell of a number 4 corner. And show up if we need you to in the AFC Championship game, in the AFC South Championship game, Week 17, in a Sunday Night Football game, in a Sunday afternoon game. He could show up for you, and that $7 million check could be worth it. It maximizes your potential. Sorry that I would rather have Jason McCourty at $7 million as an owner with hundreds of millions of dollars. I'd rather have Jason McCourty for $7 million than Kalen Reed, than Parrish Cox, who's gone, Bryce McCain, Rashawn Sims. I know he had a nice end to the season. He had this play against Kansas City. He had that play against, Houston. I'd rather have Jason McCourty right now. Rashawn Sims, we'll see how he improves this season. But this is my stance. Keeping Jason McCourty does nothing but maximize your potential. Releasing him does nothing. Then alleviate the cap space, of which we already have plenty of. And lighten the load on Amy Adams-Trunk's wallet. And I'm not in any way indicating that she ordered this. Okay? I'm not saying that she wanted this. She ordered this. But I am saying there is a cheap mentality with this franchise that I am seeing. I mean, this team, and everyone's saying, well, you have to have value. You can't overpay for guys. It's nice to have that type of mentality. Why? The Patriots are overpaying guys. They're paying J.D. Amendola $7 million for what? That guy has 500 yards a season, doesn't do anything. I mean, everyone overpays. Go down everyone's roster except for this one. Everyone's overpaying guys. So, yes, you can sleep well at night knowing, okay, I'm not overpaying this guy. And, yes, we have $15 million in cap space that will never fill up and never even get close to filling up. And it's going to be beautiful because we will have saved money. For what? For what? So, okay, there goes that. Okay, what a long rant and tangent on this nonsense. And again, how about his veteran leadership that he brought to this franchise, the longest tenured Titan on this franchise, 8 years now. You can keep him and draft Marshawn Lattimore. Do both. Maximize your potential. Now, you haven't maximized it. It's still pretty good potential. This team could still go 11-5 this year, win the AFC South, go to the AFC Championship game, probably lose to the Patriots, and that's it. They could still easily do that. But you could have maximized. That's the key word. Maximize your potential. Just maximize the dog. All right. Draft. So let's give a mock draft, okay? Let's give a mock draft for the Tennessee Titans today. It's going to be a mini mock, not every round, not all 7 rounds. I know some of y'all love these round 5, round 6, round 7 guys. Okay, then you already know who you want us to take. So why should I tell you? Okay, so round 1. Right now, pick 5, I am thinking Marshawn Lattimore. But again, something in me is still compelling defensive end Jonathan Allen to this football team. And I'm sorry I couldn't put the mock on the screen during this live stream. I don't know how to do that yet, but hopefully one day I do. So Marshawn Lattimore is where I'm leaning. Now, let's address the other possibilities. Pretty much possibility. Every, significant possibility, let's say. So those 2 we already talked about. Malik Hooker. Now, perhaps this team wants to run a 3-safety BS system, okay? And that's pretty much what it'd be to me, where they have Malik Hooker, Kevin Byard, and Jonathan Cyprien, and even Denoris Cersei going in there from time to time. That really doesn't excite me. I've seen teams run aspects of this defense, and it's been fine. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I mean, to me, there's no scenario in which Jonathan Cyprien in this type of offense would see more than 70% of the snaps, and it doesn't make much sense to me. Although I do like Hooker, and I think he's going to be very good, even a Pro Bowler, I think he and Byard play too similar. Byard is better closer to the line of scrimmage, and Malik Hooker is way better as a center fielder, but I think they're both free safeties, just free safeties, and that's it. I mean, I don't know what other conversation there is there. They could go Hooker. I mean, and perhaps they're going to run this 3-safety thing. If they take Hooker, I'll give it a – because he's still going to be very good, okay? And that's my main thing. Is he going to be very good? Yes. Last year I was a little too critical with my draft grades, I'll be honest with you. And this year I'm not going to be as critical. I used to look at Pete Prisco and, look how he grades, and I let him impact me a little bit too much. I'm just going to give a bunch of, like, A, Bs, and at worst Cs. No Ds or anything like that. I think it's just, I don't know. The draft has too much uncertainty anyway. So if they take Malik Hooker, I'll give it a B. Okay, it'll be a B. He'll be very good. To me, I will be a better pick because, again, Daquan Jones, I looked at his stats last year, only 26 tackles. Only 26 tackles, 17 solo tackles for Daquan Jones. Why do we think this guy is unreplaceable? Okay, and yes, tackles aren't everything for a defensive tackle, but if you're getting 1.5, not even 1.5 tackles per game, are you valuable? Are you even getting on the field often? Look at Jonathan Allen to me, and I think they will. I think John Robinson will fall in love with his potential, with his production, and whatnot. Let's see what the chat is saying right now. People are still talking, like, good. Just making sure my audio isn't messed up or anything, because sometimes that can go down. Jamal Adams. If he falls, sure. Now, again, I don't love that we just paid, not that we just paid, that we just signed Jonathan Cyprien to pretty much be on the bench a while. And everyone's making an argument, well, he'll be in the box, right? He's a box linebacker or he's a box safety. So Jamal Adams, I mean, Jamal Adams can play center fielder. You could say that he's further back than Jonathan Cyprien, but I don't think so, man. Jamal Adams is near the line of scrimmage. I mean, often. So I think he and Cyprien are too similar. Cyprien's not getting coverage. Okay, so I don't know why you're so eager to have him to be that coverage linebacker, as I'm seeing some people identify him as. I don't think he's great in that role. So I don't understand that type of rhetoric and that type of talk. I think that talk doesn't carry much weight. So, again, I mean, it would limit the production of Jonathan Cyprien, which, again, I don't care about the salary cap. I don't understand it. But what frustrates me is I know, I mean, at least I feel very strongly that the signing of Cyprien prevented them from going after some other guys. If I knew that, well, we were going to go after Cyprien anyway, and we still went after Terrell Pryor or something like that, then I'd be fine with it. But basically what I believe, let me articulate this better. I think the Titans go out and they say we're signing this many guys, this much money, that's it. Okay? So because they fit Jonathan Cyprien into that amount of players or money or whatever, that prevented them from getting a Terrell Pryor, or getting an Alshon Jeffrey. So what pisses me off, okay, if this is the case, which again is a lot of conjecture, but it makes sense. Like if you look at what they're doing year to year, it makes sense. That pisses me off because why not? Go after Terrell Pryor too. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So I believe that this Jonathan Cyprien signing, because they said, okay, we have Jonathan Cyprien, now we're not going to go after Terrell Pryor as heavily. We're not going to go after Alshon Jeffrey as heavily. We're not going to go after Dante Hightower as heavily. That's just what I see. I could be wrong on that, but that would piss me off, okay? So anyway, Jamal Adams, I would like to pick because, first of all, he's higher on my big board than Malik Hooker. And I would say that he would make more sense than Malik Hooker because I like the future prospects of Kevin Byard more than Jonathan Cyprien. So I'd give that pick a B+. But still probably not the A, unless if Allen and Lattimore off the board, which could be possible, right? If the 49ers get Allen and the Bears get Lattimore. Very possible. O.J. Howard. You know, okay, at number 5, I actually have a problem with this, okay? And I know we're going to run 2 tight end sets, MJ. I know. And I should stop doing that voice. That's kind of offensive. I apologize. I know, but the issue to me, they're going to play. One of them's not going to play 70% of the snaps, and they're already a tight end. And you know, I really feel that tight ends are not as valuable as wide receivers in general. I think everyone can pretty much agree with that. I know tight ends offer blocking or better blocking and inline blocking. I think wide receivers are more valuable, okay, than tight ends. So taking a tight end at number 5, someone that is less valuable than a wide receiver, who's only going to come in and first year only probably get, with Delanie Walker, 600 to 700 receiving yards at number 5? You know, I don't buy that. And you can say, yes, he's going to help our running game. How much so? Will we improve from averaging 4.5 yards per carry to 5? I don't think so. Not because of O.J. Howard. So I'd have a problem with O.J. Howard. That would be probably a B- to me, although I do like O.J. Howard. Taking a number 2 tight end, you know, he will be number 1 probably in 2 years, 1 year, maybe even like by the middle of the year. But knowing that he's only going to get 600 to 700 yards this year, and then next year, you know, could get to over 1,000. But I don't know. I don't love that for some reason. I think I'd prefer Hooker in that circumstance and run that stupid 3 safety system. It'd be close. Let me give them both a B in that scenario. Now let's just discuss the wide receivers in general and Corey Davis, John Ross, and Mike Williams. I don't think it's going to happen. I know everyone loves Corey Davis. That's great. Maybe they do too, right? But I really, really, really don't see them taking a wide receiver at number 5. I think it's a very foolish thing to think, but it's also foolish not to account for, is why I'm talking about it. Corey Davis is very good. I really like him. I would take him as high as number 9. But number 5 is too rich because Jonathan Allen, who you probably pass him up for, Malik Hooker, who you probably pass him up for, and Marshawn Lattimore, who you probably pass him up for, will be better players, and it won't be close. And if you can sit back in 2 years, when you have a need at corner, you probably still have a need at corner, my God, in 1 year or 2 years or whatever, or when you have a need at defensive end, and you see these boys killing the game, will you be prepared to say, yes, I am still proud of my Corey Davis pick? He'll be good, right? But it will be akin to me to the Washington Redskins taking Brandon Scherff in the 2015 draft, when they took Brandon Scherff over Leonard Williams, for example. Brandon Scherff's all right, pretty good. And you probably prefer Leonard Williams right now as they have a need at defensive end. That's my philosophy there. So I have Marshawn Lattimore going to the Tennessee Titans, and I think I kind of have pretty much all the possibilities. Now, Solomon Thomas, let's discuss that real quick. You know, to me in a 3-4 scheme, you know, empirically, I mean, when you look at these 3-4 teams, they're in nickel packages 70% of the time. Okay, so he's going to be at that base end, you know, that outside end most of the time, and that's the role he played. Derrick Morgan's role. Okay, and how do I feel about that? Now, Derrick Morgan, how old is this guy? You know, this guy is so fascinating. He was drafted in the 2009 or 2010, I want to say. Was it 2010? Let's see, 2010. 2010 Tennessee Titans draft, okay? And, man, he's still only like 27 or 28. But I think those years are probably catching up to him at this point. He's had injuries and whatnot. I think he's probably done after 1 or 2 years. I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think he's really going to regress soon. So I actually might be down for that. And I really like Solomon Thomas. I really do. So that one I'd probably give like a B plus. Still not the ideal pick, but he's very good. And some of us regret passing on Aaron Donald. Taylor Lewan's been great. Some of us regret that. And it depends how you define it. It depends how you really regret these picks. You know, let me plug in my laptop real quick. That way this live stream doesn't die on y'all. And I hope I'm being entertaining because I'm not even looking at y'all's questions and comments right now because I'm looking at my own face as I yell. That way, oh my God, this camera just moved. Okay, that way I can just see how stupid I'm looking. And I want to look center, and for some reason that's being a really tough problem for me. What was I talking about? Okay, Solomon Thomas, yeah. This is the thing about the draft. And this is the problem with so many arguments and debates that we have, which I'm realizing don't go anywhere. You know, I really enjoy talking and discussing the draft and this and that with all my fans and whatnot. Why is this not charging? Okay, I don't know why my laptop is not charging right now. Oh, great. Let me see if this is plugged in over here. Okay, there we go. That should be it. Yeah, all right, we're good to go. Sorry about that delay. Here's the thing about the draft and about debates and these Twitter debates that I keep getting into, YouTube comments and all this. Everyone views it differently. I mean, everyone views it differently. It really doesn't matter. It's just, it's crap. I'm just telling you my opinion. So if you look back at this 2014 draft, or you look back at any draft, let's say you take a Taylor Lewan, who's very good. He's been a very good tackle for you. Do you regret passing on Aaron Donald because Aaron Donald is obviously better, but because you had a need at left tackle and he's feeling that need at left tackle, would you have found a left tackle after you took Taylor Lewan? It's such a convoluted debate. It's ridiculous. But my main point is this. I believe that if you did pass on, not even pass, if you take Solomon Thomas, they took Solomon Thomas, I'd be fine with it. That's just my main point. I mean, it wouldn't be ideal to me. But you know, that's what I think about that. So let's stop these really, oh my God, these conversations go real in depth. They want me to. See, some of y'all doubt, and I don't know why y'all doubt this. Whenever y'all come at me on Twitter, y'all better be ready. Well, y'all should have been. Okay, now because I'm done with that. Again, I'm kind of gonna go skip Bayless. I'm gonna pretty much stop replying to people. But here's the funny thing when people try to debate me. Dog, I can freaking debate. You better be ready. Okay, because I can go through all kinds of, logic arguments, talk about bases and all this nonsense. I've studied this. Dog, I know how to freaking debate. Okay, so we can get in depth. I mean, people will be shocked. People are consistently shocked when I come at them, when they're ready to talk about the NFL draft. Okay, let's talk about the NFL draft. Let's talk about, okay, we want to take this player here. Okay, how's the deviation between this player going here, this player going there? Are you prepared for the amount of, regret that you may have if you take this player there or that player there? Or, okay, what if you take this player here? Look back in 2009 when this happened and that happened. Are you prepared to talk about that with me? Okay, because you better be ready, some of y'all, when y'all come at me. So with that said, next first round pick. What are y'all saying in the comments? Let me pull up the comment. Someone said they're going to debate me now. Number 2, the second pick in the first round, 18th overall, wide receiver, please. And, you know, something in my soul is telling me that they won't do this. And again, if you're wondering why I'm not looking exactly here, I'm looking at the comments now. Someone said that I'm cocky. Look, I'm not cocky. I'm just telling you I'm ready. I'm always ready to go. Be prepared about that. The second pick in the first round, I am concerned that they're not going to take a wide receiver. And this is one of the main things I want people to understand and people to consider. Do not believe that it is without a doubt that John Robinson will take a corner and or wide receiver in the first round. It would not shock me if he took neither. Remember, last season, last draft, we needed what? A wide receiver and a cornerback. We needed these. We had Jason McCourty and Parrish Cox scheduled to start. Not good. We had Rashard Matthews and DGB scheduled to start. Not good. And we still did not take a wide receiver or a cornerback until round of last year's draft. We took a damn running back before we took a damn cornerback or wide receiver. We passed up on Michael Thomas twice or even 3 times in the second round. We took Kevin Dodd, an outside linebacker, with the first pick, I want to say, in that, what was it? No, probably the second pick in the second round of that draft. An outside linebacker over our obvious needs at cornerback and wide receiver. We could have took Xavier Howard. We could have took Kendall Fuller. We could have took Michael Thomas. We could have took some other players as well. We took Kevin Dodd and Austin Johnson and Derrick Henry. And in the third round, we wrapped around and we took Kevin Byard. And we did not have a third rounder, another third rounder at that point because we traded away for Jack Conklin. Do not believe, as so many people are believing, that without a doubt they're taking a cornerback and a wide receiver. Now that's what I'm mocking because it just makes too much sense. But it would not shock me if we leave the first round, the Titans draft Jonathan Allen and Hassan Reddick. The Tennessee Titans draft Jonathan Allen and Duke Riley. You know, it wouldn't shock me, man. So just be prepared for that, dog. So with that said, wide receiver at 18, it depends who falls there, if anyone falls there. Now, right now, if I had to give a percentage chance, I would say there is a, let's say, I think there is a 60 to 70% chance that there will be a wide receiver available there. And a decent percentage chance, let's say 5%, that 2 are there. Okay, so it's likely that one will be there, but it's not necessarily certain. I would look to move up from 18 to 15 with the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts don't have a player 15 in which they say we need to take this player here because there's no way this player will be available at 18. We need to leapfrog the Ravens, which, by the way, as I told you, if you remember, if you've been here for that long, this is why we should have lost. Week 17 against Houston, Texas, man. I'm telling you, if we lose that game, we're ahead of the Baltimore Ravens in this draft. We don't have to worry about the Ravens. We could take Corey Davis all day, every day. But you decided to win that game. Okay, fine. Reap the rewards or the now consequences of that. So that's why I look at these games late in the season, man. They have an impact on the draft order and ultimately on the future of these NFL teams and of this NFL team today in the Tennessee Titans. My favorite team, despite what some of you think. I don't know why. So, right now, I'm mocking Mike Williams. I don't know who's going to go here. Could be Corey Davis. Could be Mike Williams. Could be John Ross. Now, when I sat down and I looked at the prospect visits of these men, Ross has worked out with the Panthers at pick number 8. Private visit with the Bengals at 9. Browns at 12. Eagles at 14. And Ravens at 16, Titans at 18. We are the last one there. You're telling me that this team that worked him out, visited, are going to pass on him, leaving up to you? I'm not sure about that. Mike Williams, I want to say visited with the Chargers. I want to say visited with the Bengals, Browns, Eagles, I know for sure, and Ravens. And then the Titans. Visited. Still here. Corey Davis, though, okay, he, has worked out with, I want to say the Browns, I want to say the Eagles. Let me check real quick. I should still have this up. I had this up on walterfootball.com, and they're pretty good at consolidating these prospect visits. They don't really report them, but they're pretty good at consolidating them. Okay, so just Browns, Eagles, Ravens, Titans. So, and that's all that we know. I mean, he could have went to the damn Bengals, whatever. But because I don't see any top 10 teams there, I'm inclined to believe that right now he could fall. I'm also inclined to believe that Mike Williams will fall. So I think one of them will fall to us, but to ensure that, I'd move it to 15. You know, to me, we're in a position where we could move up. I know John Robinson loves to trade down. That's his move. That's fine. But I really want to solidify ourselves and get one of these damn wide receivers because we need a number 1 damn wide receiver to make. Look out for this. This team can move down and probably will seek to move down and acquire a second-round pick. They have met with wide receivers Zay Jones and Chris Godwin, 2 second-round wide receivers, definitively so. They will not go anywhere other than the second round. They also met with Adoree Jackson, who will likely go in the second round. and also some other guys as well. They want to go to the second round. And to do so, this is the potential trade. Trading down with the first pick, the 5th overall pick with the Cleveland Browns, allowing them to acquire Mr. Trubisky number 1 overall, and allowing the Titans to get whoever they want at wide receiver number 12, presumably, and acquiring a second-round pick, likely their own pick, but also potentially the Browns pick at the top of the second round, in exchange for, maybe like a Titans 4th or 5th. So there could be, some sort of trickery there, some sort of maneuvering by John Robinson. But look out for that, man. I don't mock trades because I think it's a waste of time. You are increasing your margin of error, and I really don't have time for that. I mean, I have time for it. I just don't want to do it. So, yeah, I don't want to increase my margin for error. The likeliest thing is the Titans stay at number 5 and stay at number 18. So I'm going to mock them to stay at number 5 and stay number 18. But just look out for those potential trades in the 3rd round, and then we will move on to what else do I want to talk about? I mean, there's no rumors or anything. Then we'll move on to comments and questions, I guess. I think that's enough. I think I've ranted enough today. 3rd round. Now we have to first consider all these circumstances. So let's say they do not take a cornerback in the 1st round. They should, and I'd say probably, would take one in the 3rd. Look out for some guys. Ahkello Witherspoon out of Colorado. Look out for Jalen Myrick out of Minnesota. Tease Tabor, if he falls this far, he might. Sidney Jones, if they're comfortable taking an injured player. Some other guys, if they fall as well, although those are the guys that I think would be there. The interesting thing about this cornerback class is a lot of guys are going to go in the first 2 rounds. 3rd round, I think, is going to be a little empty. Cordrea Tankersley could be available at 83, and also Cameron Sutton out of Tennessee. How could I forget about him, who I mocked last time to this football team? So look out for these possibilities to me if they do not go corner in round 1. If they did not go wide receiver in round 1, how about wide receivers in Cooper Kupp, if he's available, may not be. Carlos Henderson. Other 3rd round wider. Juju Smith-Schuster is falling down. And I like his potential, man. I mean, I don't think he's going to be great, but someone made a great point. What if Juju Smith-Schuster played for Clemson? Is he that much worse than Mike Williams? If he was with Deshaun Watson, if he was with that Clemson team, although Sam Darnold is very good, I think he's a little overrated, though. When I'll turn on the Juju Smith-Schuster film, Sam Darnold misses a lot of open receivers. Like, he doesn't miss accuracy-wise. I mean, he does, but not often. But he just does not see them. And this was the case for Juju Smith-Schuster, who would be open on a crossing route, a shallow cross. And Sam Darnold would just go for a corner route that would float out of bounds. Issues with Sam Darnold, I think. Not many people are talking about. Anyway, so Juju Smith-Schuster could fall. Some other guys as well. Really doesn't matter who, but they could go wide receiver here, okay? Tight end. Jake Butt out of Michigan. Jordan Leggett out of Clemson. Gerald Everett out of South Alabama. Other tight ends. George Kittle out of Iowa, if they feel so presumptuous. So gumptious, I should say, not presumptuous. Yeah. Other positions, inside linebacker, Anthony Walker Jr., if they like him, Kendall Beckwith, if they like him, Duke Riley, if he falls so far, Alex Anzalone out of Florida. Raekwon McMillan, I don't think he's going to fall that far, but he could, so let's account for that. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Defensive end, defensive tackle, 3-4 defensive end, Dalvin Tomlinson out of Alabama. Look out for him. They met with him at the Combine. Charles Walker out of Oklahoma. Vincent Taylor out of Oklahoma State. Again, I think they could seek to upgrade behind Daquan Jones. I know they still have Angelo Blackson. For some reason, people like. I mean, it's so incredible with fans of teams how low and just incredibly low they can go on the depth chart and find these guys that they like. I like this guy. He's so low on the depth chart. He'll be good one day. Like I will never forget this kid. It was when Kendall Wright got suspended or benched or whatever. Okay. And this guy, I don't want to say his name because he actually has some Tennessee Titans clout on Twitter. And man, these guys hate me. I mean, these guys hate me. Titans Twitter hates me. Good. I'm making an impact. He said, oh, yay. Now Trey McBride can get snaps. Why the hell are we still talking about Trey McBride? Why the hell did we ever talk about Michael Preston? I mean, we always, these fans go so damn low on the damn depth chart looking for Victor Cruz. If he shows up, good. I even jumped on that boat a little bit last year when I said Tajay Sharp's going to have 1,000 yards. I got involved in the hype. I ain't doing it again. I learned from my lessons. Remember, I'm only 20. I'm allowed to make mistakes. I'm allowed to learn. This is my growing period. This is my developmental period. You know, some people keep forgetting about this. Like this one guy on Twitter said, hey, man, you ain't nothing. You know, in terms of like some profanity terms. I'm like, yeah, duh. Dude, I'm freaking 20, okay? Give me some damn time to be something. Turn your TV on in 5 years. I guarantee I'm going to be something. You can believe that. Yeah. Anyway, back to the mock. You know, those are pretty much the positions of need. Running back, no way. Quarterback, not yet. Tight end, again, I already considered that. Offensive line, offensive guard. And, you know, maybe. You know, some people believe that Quinn Spain and Josh Klein are the Tennessee Titans' answers at guard for the next 5 to 10 years. I'm saying hold off on that. I'll be shocked if one or both of them are starting in 3 years. You know, so it wouldn't shock me if they took a guard. It wouldn't shock me. I would not like it. I wouldn't hate it. You know, personally, I wanted us to go after Kevin Zeitler in free agency. I know, again, Josh Klein and Quinn Spain were very good last year. Why not? You have the cap space to do it. Kevin Zeitler's freaking great. One of the best right guards in the NFL. Let's improve. Let's improve. We have the money, and it makes us a better team. We do what? We maximize our potential to succeed. That's my premise. That's always been my premise. That will continue to be my premise. Just do that for me. Maximize this team's potential. Just maximize it. If you have the cap space, use it to the extent of which it does not become a problem. I'm not saying go all the way to the cap room, go all the way to the cap ceiling, and you'll stay there. No, you can leave room. It's called like 10 to 15 million, 20 million, maybe 25. Not 40, not 45, not 50. That's my argument, people. So, you know, let's say I mock. Okay, let's finish this mock. Okay, so the first pick in the 3rd round. Again, I had them taking Marshawn Lattimore in the 1st round. If you missed that, and who did I say? I think I said Corey Davis. No, I said Mike Williams with the 2nd pick in the 1st round. So that's the current mock. With the 1st pick in the 3rd round. Let's go tight end. And I do that reluctantly. You know, it's not a great fit, but let's just go tight end. And either Jake Butt, Gerald Everett, or Jordan Leggett, maybe Adam Sheehan, because they met with Jake Butt at the combine, let's say Jake Butt, and then number 100 overall. I think linebacker could be looked at here. Now, who's a good coverage linebacker? I'm not sure if Anthony Walker Jr. out of Northwestern is, or Kendall Beckwith out of LSU. I'm not really sure. Let's say Kendall Beckwith out of LSU, and thus ends this mini block for the Tennessee Titans today. Again, defensive line also possible, maybe Dalvin Tomlinson, Vincent Taylor, and some other guys possible. Well, not nose tackle, but probably defensive end / defensive tackle. Maybe nose tackle. Maybe. John Robinson, guys, don't be afraid. Don't be shocked if he shocks you. And yeah. So with that said, I've talked about Derrick Henry. I ranted on the current state of this Tennessee Titans fan base. I've talked about Jason McCourty. I gave you my mini mock. Is there anything else Tennessee Titans related that I want to talk about today? I don't think so. Let's open it up to the fans in the comments. Go ahead and comment anything that you guys want to know. I will be siphoning through these comments and questions and whatnot, having some sort of conversation with you guys in this video. Live stream if you're here live, video if you're watching after the fact, and what a fact indeed. So with that said, I'm waiting for the questions to come up. And I'm just looking back through the old comments. Someone come with a new Stephen A. Smith. You know, I'm not trying to be Stephen A. And actually, I kind of take offense to that. Okay, and this is what I take offense to that for. Stephen A. Smith is great, right? He's very good at what he does. But does Stephen A. Smith know who the hell Hassan Reddick is? Know who the hell Takaris McKinley is? Know who the hell Adam Sheehan is? Vincent Taylor, Dalvin Tomlinson, Stacey Coley, Daryl Daniels, what's that guy's name? Stevie Tui Kolovatu out of USC. No, he doesn't. Does Stephen A. Smith know who Quentin Spain or Josh Klein or Tajay Sharp or any of these intricate players, not even on my team, but on other teams? Let's go to the Houston Texans. Does he know who Bernard McKinney is? Does he know who Brian Cushing is? He probably knows Cushing. Does he know who Kareem Jackson is? Maybe, probably not. Kevin Johnson. Come on. I mean, Stephen A. Smith knows a lot through what his experience, you know, through his age, whatnot. It's great. Does he put in the work that I put in? Does he really know the details? He knows big picture details. Does he know that? Do I know more? Am I more of a all-around analyst? Is that what I am? I think so. Now, you can disagree. Oh, you're damn right you disagree with what I damn say. My God. But you cannot deny this, that I appear to know more of the intricate details of the NFL and the NBA than a Stephen A. Smith, than a Skip Bayless, than a this, than a that. That's just my opinion. I mean, you'll hear Skip Bayless still to this day talk about, well, I don't like, you know, Stephen A. Or, you know, Shannon, look, I like Jameis Winston more than Marcus Mariota. I'm sorry. Look, I like Jameis more. I'm sorry. Come on, man. And you even Charles Barkley. I love Charles Barkley. I'd actually do a good Charles Barkley impression, so this will be better than my Skip Bayless. Look, let me tell you something, Kenny. Look, I don't know who the hell that what that kid named Johnny that attended the what that kid name? Giannis attended the Kupo. That kid, let me tell you something. That kid is going to be a top 5 player in the NBA. That kid possesses all. He does better defensively. Two-way player, right? That's Charles Barkley for you. Okay, so with that said, now let's answer some questions. Some people believe that I am high, but that is fine. How many trades will happen in the first round? Asked Allen Houston. How many trades? You know, this is such an odd question. I mean, it's not that odd. It's like, how could I really answer this? How can I know? Let's say 5, okay? Someone asked me to make a video with EDP. If he wants to, I'm down. Will he want to? I don't know. And I don't know what the video is going to be about. Look, I like EDP, but I'm not going on here talking about shooting dogs and punching women. All right, I'm never doing that. Okay, so if that's what the video is about, that ain't happening. You think it's possible the Cowboys could get Adoree Jackson in the 2nd round? It's possible. You know, I'm seeing lately that he's rising a little bit in some mock drafts and some big boards. Like I usually pay attention to this ESPN big board that they have on their draft page made by, I don't know who it is. Not because I value their opinion, but because I think what I've seen over the years, they're actually very good at looking at draft stock more than the actual players and how good they are. As is Mel Kiper and Todd McShay, which is why their big boards change so much. It's ridiculous how much their big boards change because they're not big boards. They're draft stock boards. That's what they are. And it's a little ridiculous to me. Like you hear Mel Kiper say, and I like Mel Kiper. I'm going to really burn some bridges here today, I think. I like Mel Kiper. But how the hell are you going to keep saying you don't think running backs are worth a first-round pick? But I look at your big board, and Leonard Fournette is number 4 and number 5 on your big board. How is that not worth the first-round pick? Because that's not a big board. It's a draft stock board. And remember that when you're looking at these guys. Okay. What do you think about Reuben Foster? I think he's good. The shoulder concerns concern me, okay, and also the getting kicked out of the combine concerns me. Now he has a kid, and apparently he's grounded and whatnot. I'd probably take him as early as number 10, but probably no earlier than that. No later than number 20, but some teams probably will. I haven't fallen all the way down to 21 right now. Okay, Small Vole asked MJ, I'm of the belief for the best move for the Titans is to trade one of the first round picks of the Seahawks for Richard Sherman, which we need a cornerback, and Seattle wants to trade him. Do you agree? Here is my stance on this, and I probably should have made a video on this when I had the chance to make some views. Richard Sherman I like, but he's 29. And this is why, my God, can you just sign these guys in free agency instead of having to trade for them? Okay, if Richard Sherman was available in the free agent market, you're damn right, sign him. Why? We ain't got nothing to lose. We got money to lose. Who gives a rip? We're $50 million in cap space. Who cares? When we talk about trading first-round picks, you know, first-round pick number 5 and number 18 for probably 3 or 4 years of Richard Sherman, I can't do it. Can't do it, won't do it. Okay, I like Richard Sherman a lot, but 3 to 4 years of Richard Sherman for a first-round pick, not worth it when you can get at 18, Corey Davis, who could go on to be a 10-year wide receiver for you. I'm taking that, okay? So I would not trade, and that's why, to me, again, you go out in free agency and you sign Stephon freaking Gilmore. You sign Dante Hightower. You sign A.J. Boye because you don't give up a draft pick, okay? You get to just sign them. If they stick, you cut them. You get rid of them. You lost nothing. You lost money, which would have been close to the salary cap anyway. Doesn't matter. It's beautiful. I'm really animated today. I'm not high. I'm just really passionate today about this team. Someone asked, not someone, TB Sports asked, do you think Mike Remmers is the GOAT? I hope you're kidding. I know that the Vikings signed him, but man, he's not the GOAT, although he can be a good right tackle. He has been a good right tackle in the past. Kobe Bryant asked, and I think he's trolling, but I'll help him anyway. Help, you please. I have a red eye allergies and in sick AF. What do I do? Eye drops, don't do anything. See Dr. Schwartz. Danny Mendoza asks, what should the Titans trade up for Myles Garrett if he fell past Cleveland? Okay, what should they trade up for, or should they trade up for him? Okay, let me just answer both. If they were to trade up for him, then they should trade no more than a second-round pick of this year and either third-round pick for this year or a second-round pick for next year. Should they do so, if the Browns were willing to offer that, I might. Even though this team really does have a very good front seven right now, I don't want about very good, maybe good. Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett. And when you look at the impact Von Miller had in that Super Bowl, leading up to that Super Bowl, since that Super Bowl, hey, Myles Garrett can do something like that for us eventually down the line, down the road in 2020, when the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, here comes Myles Garrett. So if they were to do that, I'd consider it. But that's just me, and they won't. So enough of that conversation. Should the Eagles go running back or a cornerback or even pass rusher in the first round? Asks Allen. Oh God, I'm gonna struggle with this. Alexander Kako. Let me just look at this for a second. Okay, I got this. Karkos-Korowski. It's always good to look at names before you just try to pronounce them. Alexander Karkos-Korowski. Now, it depends who's available. It depends how much you like Gary and Conley or whatever cornerbacks are available. To me, Dalvin Cook will be available and you should take him. If he's not, if Derrick Barnett is available, take him. If he's not, I like Takars McKinley. Many people don't. Okay. So it really just depends who's available and what your board is. You know, that's just my only question. But to me, my power rankings, my big board in terms of players most likely to be there would be Dalvin Cook, would be Derrick Barnett, would be Christian McCaffrey, would be Joe Mixon. That'd be my draft board there. realistically speaking. And I heard Harry Roseman talk about, well, we want to draft best player available. Look, if you're not drafting one of those three positions, to me, y'all are nuts. I mean, y'all are nuts. If y'all take, I don't know, a damn wide receiver. I know the wide receivers are good, but y'all take a wide receiver, y'all take a linebacker, y'all take a safety. I think y'all are freaking nuts, dog. All right, we move on. Do you think Amy should make new jerseys? Yes, and she is. Okay, so she already initiated that process. The Titans will probably have new jerseys in 2018. Look out for those. I'll be very interested to see how they look like. You know, these new jerseys always look bad in the beginning, always, and then over time they could prove to look better. Seattle Seahawks jerseys I really not like in the beginning. I really like them now. I did not like the who else changed recently? Can't remember, but I did not like the Browns. They still stink to me. I did not like the Bucks. They still stink to me. So it just depends. But I guarantee you, most of us will not like them at first. You know, this Lions one, I like the whites. The blues to me aren't great. I think the silver in the letters, I don't know. I don't like the silver in the letters. I think the white was better. So much better. I think it's going to look weird. What are your thoughts? Sorry. Okay. Spencer Osiguera asked, what are the chances of the Titans winning the division right now? And I love just throwing out anecdotal percentages. I love doing it. So let's do it. Let's say right now it is 30. No, let's say it's 35%. And I would put the Texans at this moment without a quarterback. I'd put the Texans at 30. I'd put the Colts at 20. And even with how much left, I think 10%. I think I did 35, 25, 30. Yeah. So even with 10% for the Jaguars probably won't win it. I mean, I think they could actually be pretty good. I think they could be 8-8 or above, but I don't see them being the 10-6 necessary to win. I just don't see that happening. Is there any way Myles Garrett could fall to the 7th? Ben Armstrong asks. Ha ha ha. Sao Colomb, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Sao, I don't even know what kind of, he used a phi symbol. You know, like the Greek letter phi, he used that for the O. I'm going to pronounce it, maybe over A. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. Let's say so. So calm. Yeah, so calm. That makes sense. It's weird, but okay, fine. Meet me on Vandy's campus. You know, I want to do a meetup actually, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. Yes, I have 10,000 subscribers. How many people would show up? What would the conversations be like? You know, this is a very interesting thing. I do recognize that a lot of people like me. A lot of people don't. So would that meetup just turn into a big old debate, which I'm down for, but I don't know. One day, though, perhaps, you know, let's say we go through this summer, I gain like another 5K or another 10K subscribers, right? Then I think I'll be ready. And we'll do it at like the Titans training camp or something like that. Or, you know, something like that's probably something in Nashville because I have a pretty good Nashville fan base. I keep walking past Titans fans and some of them are Titans fans. They keep saying I watch my videos, and all of them are nice. And none of them really tried to debate me, but I know I have some true haters out there, and I love that. Because what they hate, what they always talk about hating me is that I'm too critical of this team. You're damn right, because I want us to win. I don't want us to be the 1999 Tennessee Titans that had one chance to win, blew it, and never went back. I want us to win this year, next year, next year, next year, next year, next year. How can I put us in the best position for us to do so? That is my philosophy. If I own this team, that'd be my philosophy. If I was the GM, that'd be my philosophy. If I was the head coach, that would be my philosophy. That needs to be the philosophy. I cannot believe how many teams go through year and year of not having that philosophy. Maximize your potential. Put your team in the best place to win every single year. Oh, it's so hard to win multiple years in the NFL. Be the first. Pioneer. Trailblaze. King K asked, should the Titans trade up to number 12 with the Browns to either take Mike Williams or Corey Davis or trade down for more picks? So you said trade up. So I assume you're talking about trading up from 18 to 12 instead of trading down from 5 to 12. And I would. you identify one wide receiver that you like more than the others and you want to secure him, I would do so. I would. I know everyone likes fifth and sixth rounders. I don't. I think they're pretty much worthless. I mean, you could talk about Richard Sherman and Tom Brady. Go through the amount of fifth and sixth rounders, you ain't gonna find nobody. Okay, pretty much. I had Tyreek Hill last year, but if I was a GM, I would never pick in the fifth, sixth, seventh round ever. I would never do it ever. Even the fourth round, I don't think the fourth round has much value. I would just stockpile as many picks as I can in the first 3 rounds, and I'd get out. Okay, that'd be my philosophy as a GM because I think the odds are better. I mean, I'd love to run statistical analysis on this one day when I have the time. Oh my God, will I ever have the time? Okay. I'm so behind on the questions. I'm still at 9:02 p.m. Okay, and this is currently 9:15 p.m. I'm so behind on these questions. No way I'm going to be able to finish these questions, but we'll see. Again, people are saying do a video with EDP. Y'all call EDP. Okay, I'd love to. Y'all call him. Okay, I'll try. I mean, I'll tweet him. I don't think he's going to do it. But hey, we'll give it a shot. What are your 420 plans? Nothing. Look, I've never smoked weed. We can be a little personal here. As I've said, we're going to be a little more personal here on this channel. I've never smoked weed. I'm not planning on smoking weed. I see the benefits. I'm not that stressed. I mean, I'm stretched. But my stress is not like I need to mellow out. My stress is more like, can someone just alleviate the stress and just take it away forever? And no, that's just not going to happen. And I'd rather respond to that stress well and do things that I need to do to deal with that stress. That's my philosophy. Now, drinking, wait, I'm 20 years old. I don't drink, and I've never drank, and I won't drink until I'm 21. Someone said Vandy has a rape allegation weed. Okay. I don't know about that. Not many people actually smoke weed here. We move on to, will you collab with EDP? More people asking for EDP. So many people asking for EDP. Again, I'd love to. I would love to. Will he? I don't know. Do you think the Eagles make the playoffs? Asked Hunter DiMartino. Now, I have to sit down and do all of this, predicting of the teams and the records and whatnot. And let me tell y'all something. This is the incredible thing about this, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because I actually do want to get out of here by 9:30. That way I have time to work out and work on the homework of which I have to work on. But the fascinating thing about this predicting playoffs and records, no one actually sits down and actually does it for every team. They just do it for their own team. What you will find, it is very hard to take wins away. Whenever I sit down and I do the win predictions, I just go through and I just do all the win predictions. But then I actually match up the amount of wins I've allotted, and I say, how does this relate to how many wins there could be? 256 in a season in which there are no ties. Way over. Like, I've usually allotted 275 wins, and I have to take away 19 wins. So I can tell you right now that, yes, I have the Eagles at right now like 10-6, 11-5 making the playoffs. But I have the Cowboys at about 10-6, 11-5 making the playoffs. I have the, what's the other NFC East team that I like? The Giants at 11-5 or 12-4 making the playoffs. That's going to add up. I have to take some wins away. Talk to me again in July or August. But I like their chances right now. Real quick on this Aaron Hernandez death thing, because Rogers Martin asked this. Let me tell y'all something. I mean, I'm not very religious. In fact, I'm not religious, okay? But I really have a problem saying, okay, good riddance, or he deserved it, or I don't care. You can say I don't care. I don't care is fine, but I feel uncomfortable talking about people dying, saying that they deserved death. And I mean, to me, human life is so precious and important. And even a guy like Aaron Hernandez, his story's tragic. I mean, this is a human being that, man, yes, he committed murder. I'm not sure. Did he actually I heard he got off of the double murder. How was the murder of the Otis thing? Did he actually get convicted for that? Because as far as I read, and this could have been incorrect, he was only going to serve 4 or 5 more years for the gun charge. He was going to be out. In which case, why are we still calling him a murderer? I don't know. Anyway, so I believe though I've heard some conflicting reports on this. I need to sit down and read it once I have time. But I really have a tough time saying that anyone deserved death. Really have a tough time. I mean, I don't believe in that. I mean, I don't. Again, I'm not even religious. I don't believe in just saying someone deserved death or they're dead. Good. I mean, I just think, man, I think that's just so hardened, just a hardened look upon things that I just don't want to have. I think you have to retain some humanity there. Random topics, random time says most likely at 8 for the Panthers. I don't know. I think that's why you're asking, because you don't know. They could take a wide receiver. They could take a defensive end. I don't know. They love Leonard Fournette. Trade up for him. Trade up for him. Why not? If you're the Bears, we'd love to trade down. How long will Mularkey remain as head coach? And there's another thing that Titans fans are forgetting. Y'all really think this guy's going to be around 5 years from now? Y'all are really drinking that Kool-Aid? Y'all are really drinking that Kool-Aid. I mean, Mike Mularkey, first of all, no coaches are around in 5 years. Okay? 5 years ago, who's the only coach still around? Bill Belichick, John Harbaugh, and some other guys. I can't even name all of them. Maybe Jason Garrett. I think that was his first year. And some other guys. At most 8. Mike Tomlin. And then maybe like 2 or 3 more that I'm forgetting right now in this moment. But not many. Okay? Not many. Not the Titans. Not the Jags. Not the Texans. Not the Colts. Not the... Actually, maybe the Colts. No, Colts. No, not 2011. No, 5 years ago was 2012. So, yes, the Colts. But, you know, there's just... 5 years, you don't know. So that's another thing when I look at this team and I'm saying, do they even have the right coach? Before you keep saying that, hey, we're going on this linear progression, or we're going to go 13-3, win the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. Is this our coach? I liked his first year, but is he the guy? Is he that guy? No, I don't know. You know, we got to see, man. How was Mike Munchak his first year? Pretty good. Mike Munchak was pretty good his first year, man. Ended up not being that guy. Need to see more from Mike Mularkey before I can jump on that bandwagon. Someone said, why is EDP a 27-year-old virgin? Man, that's a better question for him. And if you don't know who EDP is, I'm sorry that I keep talking about him. Although I'm sure you do, right? He's the Eagles guy that yells, boisterous Eagles guy. That's his move. Okay, I'm going to speed through these questions a little bit. I do want to end this at 9:30, so I'll only look for the most interesting questions now. And yeah. Someone asked my prediction for this year. I guess this is in relation to the Titans. Again, this is where I would ideally say that I have them going 10-6. But when I sit down and I slot, again, I lot the Eagles 10 wins, and I lot the Cowboys 10 wins, and I lot the Giants 11 wins, and I lot the Steelers 12 wins, and the Patriots 13 wins, and the Packers 13 wins. Will I still have all those wins to distribute? You know, I mean, it's so nice and easy to say 10-6. When you sit down and go through the schedule, man, yeah, and will you end up like the Arizona Cardinals? Will you end up like the Carolina Panthers, a team that underwhelms? You have to consider this every single year. I'm learning more and more about the NFL every year, man. And, yeah, I mean, you have to account for that. It's ridiculous, but it's true. It's just so intricate. This whole thing is so intricate. And I like to view it from a very sophisticated standpoint, because I think it helps in the long run to help to understand it and hopefully predict it better. And I hope to continue to improve my predictions and my overall view on this NFL for years to come. Again, I have plenty of years to come. Schedule does come out tomorrow. Bold predictions on the schedule. I did want to talk about the schedule a little bit. I want to say one Sunday night game. I want to say one Monday night game, one Thursday night game, not against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that is a bold prediction to make. The Sunday night game is close. We'll probably get screwed over, but I'll say we'll get a Sunday night game. Monday night for sure. If not a Sunday night, maybe they go with 2 Monday nights, but definitely a Monday night. Definitely. They have to give us a Sunday or Monday night. It's been like 4 or 5 years since we've been on Monday night. No more. No more. Okay. Other questions that I'm just siphoning through here, trying to catch up. I'm still 13 minutes behind. My goodness, you guys have come with the questions tonight. I appreciate that. How many viewers do we currently have? Okay, good amount. Not great, but it's a good amount. The good thing about, not the good thing about, the interesting thing about viewership, and it makes sense. You know, not everyone can dedicate live time to a certain thing. So I understand it. It's not, I mean, like after like the Voch Lombardi and the Louis T live videos that I did, they had thousands of views, right? So I mean, it ends up being fine anyway. Kobe Bryant, back with another question. Have you seen a Confederate flag on a truck or on any car in Tennessee? Of course. Yeah, of course. Now, if you would have asked my thoughts on that, I would have answered because that's controversial, very controversial. And honestly, I really don't have a definitive answer for that, whether or not that should be done. On a scale of 9 to 10, how much does Blake Bortles suck? It's not on a 9 to 10 scale. He sucks like a 5, maybe a 6. He's not awful. I mean, he's not great, but okay, maybe a 7. Maybe a 7 on the stink scale. Someone asked for my thoughts on Avery Williamson. I don't know who that is. All I know is Average Williamson. Okay, I don't know who Avery is. I don't know who he is. Actually, no, let me not say that because I'm trying to interview Titans players, and I'm not trying to get a bad reputation. Look, he's fine. Okay, you know, people think I hate Avery Williamson. First of all, the word average, I don't know why it contains such a negative connotation. It's average. It's normal. It's okay. You can improve, but it's all right. You know, if he's our inside linebacker, look, who won the Super Bowl this year? The New England Patriots. Ola is an average wide receiver. They still won the Super Bowl. Okay, it doesn't really matter. In fact, he's below average to me. So it really doesn't matter. Just recognize that he's average. Just recognize that. Okay. Relative to other NFL teams. Like, you cannot tell me that Avery Williamson is so much better relatively than these other inside linebackers in the NFL, that he ranks among the best inside linebackers of the NFL. You cannot tell me that. If you do, you're lying to yourself and to me, and I take that personally. Why did it just skip through all of these comments? Now I have to scroll back up. Way to go, YouTube. And again, so many people asking for me to collaborate with EDP. Contact EDP. I'm down. Y'all contact him. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to interview Paul Kowarski, Jim White. Someone asked if I'm trying to do that. Jacob Franklin asked that. I'm trying. I did get Corey Curtis, but the interesting thing with him is he doesn't check his email often. He agreed to do it, but he did not reply to my email to actually set up a time to do it. But Corey Curtis of WKRN will be on this show soon. And then hopefully Paul Kowarski or Jim White. They're not easy to get in contact with, these two, deservedly so. You know, that's why they get paid. That's where they are. We'll see. I'll keep bugging them in their emails, and we'll see if I can get them on here one day soon. Okay, yeah, someone confirmed that he did get the lifetime for the Odin Lloyd. Okay, so they did get the. I don't know. I think I read that from CNN that he didn't or something. So someone got that wrong. Okay, I apologize. So yes, he killed a man. I don't feel comfortable ever saying someone deserved death. So I'm not doing that today. If you're looking for that from me today, you're not going to get that from me today. B-Mails asks, what do you think of Trump so far? This is the interesting thing about politics and even sports and anything. Everyone's minds are always normally made up. It's really ridiculous, and it's really unfortunate because it prevents us from moving on and improving as a country and as a race, as a human race, because we can never evaluate things, say, can we improve this, or how is this? You agree on the state of a certain thing and say, okay, this can be improved upon, or this is satisfactory. Trump has done as well as you would like to believe he has done. There is a percentage there that has changed or has, given him room to make error or not. but Trump is whatever you think he is. Okay, my personal thoughts, I ain't getting into it because, you know, even if I were to say that I liked what Trump has done so far, but not even if I were to, if I were to say that, then there are so many things that I could get in trouble for. Okay, saying, okay, so that means you agree with this, that means you promote this and that. You know, the thing about Trump is, look, and Trump fans need to understand this and just acknowledge this for what it is. There are a lot of problems with Trump as a person, and not as a person. Let me be clear. My God, I'm being political right now. I have to be clear. Okay. With Trump, there are certain things that Trump does, believes in, and promotes that you have to recognize as not being very smart or wise, or I don't know, just not being right, okay? And by saying you endorse Trump, you then attribute yourself to a lot of those things. I'm not doing that today. I'm also not saying that I'm completely against Trump because I have a lot of Titans fans that follow me. And the thing about Titans fans, a lot of them are Republican. And we got a good thing going, okay? We got a good thing going, you know. Yeah, I get hate on Twitter, but hey, I got a bunch of white Republicans that watch me and enjoy me good. This is what life is about. When politics gets involved, that's when things go awry. So I'm not going to get into that further. Let me just shut up now, because the more you talk, the more trouble you get into when you talk about politics. Someone asked, why did they release McCourty? They released him to save the cap. You know, they didn't think he was worth the $7 million contract. As I talked about, I want to say around the 20-minute mark of this video, I vehemently disagree. Well, no, I disagree that in terms of, okay, I agree that to them, yes, he's not worth that money, but I believe that to maximize their potential, he is worth that money, and that's why I would have kept him. Yeah. Mohammed Hersey asked, what do you think the Titans have to do to win a Super Bowl? A lot. They have to get a number one wide they have to get a number one wide receiver or a number one corner. I don't think they have to get both. You know, we've seen teams win without a definitive number one, very good wide receiver, or a definitive number two or number one cornerback, but I don't think you can have needs of both. So at least one to me, and then luck, and then spending money next year on veterans who actually know how to win. That's just my personal opinion, but that's my damn opinion. Or hope that in 5 years, that by then Jonathan Allen knows how to win, or Marshawn Lattimore knows how to win, or OJ Howard knows how to win, or John Ross knows how to win. But you're waiting 5 years for that. You're waiting 5 years for that. Why not get veterans in free agency that know how to win, ready to win, complement them with this draft class, let them grow together, let this draft class mature as a playoff team quicker, maximizing both your short and long-term potential. This is just my premise. This is what I ask of you, John Robinson. Why do you not listen to me? Okay, so I'm finally caught up. I decided to just skip a bunch of comments. I will answer a couple more questions and then I'm out. I did see one other person saying, get these clowns off your channel. Why do I have to keep addressing this? My God. Well, I understand why. This was the problem, and I'm recognizing this problem because I make 90, probably more like 70% now. 70% of the content on this channel, and because you probably watched this channel first, you saw me, you subscribed to me. For some reason, it upsets you when other people are on this channel. I don't understand why. Now, and this is unfortunate to hear, but I'm considering this. Maybe I need to make less. Maybe if I make it very clear that this is not just a me channel, that this is I own the damn thing, but that this is a collaboration of people working together, then maybe the people that are hesitant to embrace this will either embrace it or leave, right? Because I think that's the problem. Like, no one ever says to Machinima, why the hell are there different people on Machinima? No one ever says to the Young Turks, why are there different people on the Young Turks? No one ever says to CNN, why are there different shows on CNN? No one ever says to ABC, why are there different shows on ABC? No one ever says to NBC, why are there different shows on NBC? The problem is when you introduce ABC, or you introduce NBC, or you introduce CNN, or you introduce ESPN, and you say these are the people, or this is the person, and then you introduce different people or different persons, then they say, why the hell are these people or these persons here? So perhaps I need to make it clear. I'm considering that, because I do believe that, yes, I'm a great driving force for this thing, but the only way this thing is ever going to reach the height of its potential is if I don't do this alone, dog. I cannot do this alone, dog. Okay? And again, as I talked about earlier, I get to help other people out, man. And I love helping people out. I think as a human being, it's such a beautiful thing to have the opportunity and to take advantage of the opportunity to help someone out, to make their path to success easier than yours was. Path easier. And to give someone a platform. What a beautiful thing. That's what I believe in, man. And honestly, I hate to say it. I hate to be such a stubborn person, but if you don't like it, man, I'm sorry, but you have to either, you don't have to, but I would recommend you embrace it or leave. I hate to lose a subscriber, I really do, and not because it hurts my number, but because I don't like knowing that I guess let someone down per se, but this is how I can maximize this channel's potential. And that's what I believe. So I'm considering a bunch of things when it comes to this aspect of things. And Gavin Long now telling me to commit suicide. Wow. Wow. Okay. Sean Bernard Jr. is in the building. And what did he ask? Do you think the Titans will upset some teams this upcoming season? Depends how you define upset, but yeah, they'll upset some teams. They'll be upset by a team or two, so that doesn't shock me here. I mean, that won't shock me if that happens. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to commit suicide. I just found that to be funny. I'm someone so far away from suicide as a prospectual thing. It's so far away from my identity. You don't have to worry about that. And I'm about to start wrapping this up because I do have to hit the gym and I still do have homework to work on, and finals week is coming up. Before how do you get on the channel? So right now I'm not adding any more people to the channel. There's plenty of people on the channel. Although I do want constant stream of content, I don't want it to be overwhelming. And it's been a little overwhelming lately. What happened is, and the funny thing is, so when I made that video about the SFE channel update and I said that, hey, I'm having different people on this channel, that's just the way it's going to be. Then all of my collaborators, all of my content creators all decided to come out and say, okay, I'm back. I want to start making videos again. And they all sent me videos in the same week. That's not going to happen. Not that it's not going to happen, but it's going to slow down again. At that point, perhaps I would consider adding more people to the channel, but I do not want it to be overwhelming. And I want to clearly define roles for everybody. What sucks right now, YouTube is in ad revenue hell. If you don't know about this, I will explain it really quickly. Essentially, what has happened is there's been a bunch of ad companies that have pulled out of YouTube lately, leaving $750 million in their leave, and it has hurt. It's hurt our pockets. I don't make much from this, but I make enough to justify it being a part-time job. This month, it has not been justified. Let's just say that, okay? So with that in mind, I would not be able to compensate them as much as I would like. In the future, I think this is like a cyclical thing. I think it's just a phase. YouTube isn't going anywhere. There's no other platform in which people watch videos. I mean, Facebook, Instagram, sure, but come on, this is where you're watching damn videos, okay? So I think this is a cyclical thing. YouTube will get over it, and that's fine. At which point, I really want to, clearly define roles and officially bring people onto this network and whatnot. So we're gonna do that, and that's one of the things that I'm working on currently. NBA also. So this is what I'm gonna do. And man, am I even gonna have time for this? It always sounds great in theory, but it never really works out. But as a lot of you guys know, I'm a Los Angeles Laker fan, and I want to start talking more Lakers on here. I think that could actually be a nice venue for me. And the interesting thing about my YouTube growth, and as I consider how I continue to grow, how I could continue to grow and whatnot, it's gotten me the most subscribers and the most growth is whenever I become more niche. Whenever I focus, become more nuanced. I have a lot of Titans fans that follow me, for example. Despite having made plenty of game recaps for, let's say, the Dallas Cowboys or the, New England Patriots. I made plenty of videos for them, but the Titans fans are there. These individual fans find me when I make these season previews, season reviews, mock drafts. That's when I really gain subscribers. It's interesting. So perhaps I need to be more nuanced, but it requires time, a lot of time that I don't really have. Unless if I commit myself to an entire workday as I have today. I've been up since 9. I've been doing nothing but YouTube related stuff or school related stuff, nothing but anything. That's been it. So yeah, that's my current thoughts on that. But anyway, so yeah, what else am I trying to say? I mean, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else? Someone asked, how could I end the live stream? Because man, I gotta go, man. This Vanderbilt gym closes at 11. My God, they need to get a 24-hour gym. It's ridiculous. Someone asked if I listen to the Midday 180 every now and then, although no, I mean, I don't listen to college much. I don't listen to college now. I don't listen to the radio much. Someone asked, what's my major in college? It's computer science. And because this question is always attributed to that question, why not do communications? Why not do media? Why not do something sports, talking, broadcasting, whatever related? And then I'm going to leave. Look at my muscles, man. They're not bad here. The reason why, you guys know this guy right here, the guy that comes on here and makes videos. Outside of this guy, there's a whole different guy. There's a guy that's really into computers and a guy that wants to be a software engineer. And there's also a guy that does a little fitness from now and then. And that's the thing that I think is safer, smarter, and better. Which one do I prefer? Ideally, let's say if they both paid the same, they both have the same future prospects, they both have the same sustainability, flexibility, everything. Perhaps I would choose sports over that. But that's just not the case. So I'm going where the money is, and I'm very, I won't say if I'm very talented, but I'm talented in that other field. It's been kind to me, and that's where I plan to make most of my money. And that's one of the things that a lot of people mess up. Like, again, I guess sometimes I get hit on Twitter. It doesn't really bother me, but I just find it funny. Like someone says that I'm a wannabe or that, my YouTube platform isn't anything. This is your problem. Who said that I really... Yeah, who came up with this premise that this is my thing? I never said this is my thing. This is a part-time thing right now, perhaps. And if one day SFE reaches the heights of which I believe it can reach, it becomes the Young Turks of sports. It has over 500,000 subscribers. It has over 1 million subscribers. It makes a bunch of money. Then perhaps I'll open up a studio in LA. Well, we'll do the thing. I'll quit my job and it'll be great. But until then, I'm going where the safe, flexible money is, and that is in software engineering for me. Okay, so that's my choice there. Thus ends this video. Thus ends this live Q&A, Tennessee Titans draft preview, and really what has turned into more of an MJ talk as I ranted and raved about this and that, and now I leave you with that. This has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. And I'm out. Peace.